The Los Angeles Lakers have had a pretty impressive offseason. Obviously, at the very start, they traded for Russell Westbrook, which I think now most Laker fans are happy with, and I think it's a pretty good move. Kendrick Nunn was brought in for the taxpayers' exception when he could have got more money, so I think that was a good move. And then they brought in a load of veteran minimum guys. You know, some of them are steals, like Malik Monk. I think he could have got more. Carmelo Anthony, obviously, he's going for that ring. And most recently, Rajon Rondo. But the latest signing is expected to be DeAndre Jordan. And with DeAndre Jordan coming in, all the signs are looking like Marc Gasol will be leaving the Lakers. So in this video, we're going to look at Marc Gasol and DeAndre Jordan, and are the Lakers making the right decision here? Because effectively what they're doing here is they're picking DeAndre Jordan over Marc Gasol. Are they right to do so? So let's look at DeAndre Jordan's stats from last season. He averaged 7.5 points per game, 1.1 blocks a game, 7.5 rebounds a game, 50% shooting from the free throw line in 22 minutes per game, and he only played 57 games. Near the end of his time in Brooklyn, he was out of rotation altogether, DNPs, especially in the playoffs. So as the season progressed, DeAndre Jordan fell out of rotation, and the Brooklyn went more small ball. And as for Marc Gasol last year with the Lakers, he averaged 5 points per game, 1.1 blocks per game, which I find interesting. DeAndre Jordan, he's got a reputation of being a good rim protector, but Marc Gasol, a guy who's so super slow. If you see his footwork, it's pretty terrible. He moves like a boat, but he got the same amount of blocks as DeAndre Jordan last year. But one thing I am surprised about, Marc Gasol, he's got a reputation of being one of the best big men who can pass the ball in the league. Well, he only got 2.1 assists per game last year. I thought, he had that a little bit higher. 4.1 rebounds, a little low as well. But the 41% shooting from 3 is their main attraction to Marc Gasol. He's a floor spacing big. He did only take 2.3 threes a game last year. I think he should have took more because he's well able to space the floor and hit from behind the arc. And the Lakers with Russ coming in, you need a specific skill set to mesh with him. You need floor spacing, especially with LeBron as well, who's not lethal from behind the line. So having Marc Gasol in to stretch the floor, I didn't think would do any harm. And Marc Gasol only played 52 games for the Lakers last year, similar to DeAndre Jordan. He kind of came in and out of the rotation near the end of last year when Andre Drummond came in. Now, looking at their ages, the Lakers, they're, as we all know, especially if you're a Laker fan watching this, you'll know everyone says how old this team is. So looking at ages, it's not going to bring the age down, but Marc Gasol is going to turn 37 years old in January, which I think that makes him the third oldest guy in his team. Obviously, Melo's the oldest guy, he's already 37. LeBron is going to be 37 in December. So Gasol, 37 in January, and DeAndre Jordan has only recently turned 33 years old. So whatever route the Lakers go with, and it's looking like they're going the DeAndre Jordan route, it's not going to lower the age. But Laker fans know at this stage, I don't really believe in this this old age thing. We got some good young guys as well. Kendrick Nunn, Malik Monk, great young guys. Obviously, we already had Taylor Horton Tucker. Anthony Davis is still in his 20s as well. Now, DeAndre Jordan, the negatives of DeAndre Jordan really is, I think and most people agree, he's a very similar skill set to the one that Dwight Howard has. Back to the basket, throw down lobs, and protect the rim, and set some screens. That's all I think DeAndre Jordan will be asked to do. Very similar to Dwight Howard. Be a good guy, be a good presence in the locker room as well, of course, help the chemistry. So I preferred the Marc Gasol, Dwight Howard center rotation, because the two of them, they bring something different. Marc Gasol, he'll stretch the floor for you, hit the tree, can still do a bit of passing, as I said earlier on, and very experienced. And then obviously Dwight, we saw him in the 2020 championship run. He was unbelievable, great on and off the court with the chemistry, and he did his role very well, played some very good defense. Marc Gasol's defense has clearly declined a lot, and Laker fans, we saw him last year, defense was not a strong point for him. But DeAndre Jordan, he wasn't great last year defensively, but I feel that in the right defensive system, put Anthony Davis next to him, you've DeAndre Jordan as your center, AD at the power forward, I think he'll be just fine in that system. But DeAndre Jordan, even if he does come in and then replace Gasol, I think he'll have a very limited role. In my opinion, I think now Dwight will be the starting center. I think with DeAndre Jordan being the backup, obviously AD has been rumoured to be going to play a lot more 5. But I'm not sure AD, especially in the regular season, will be starting at the centre position. So I can see a starting lineup of, Russell Westbrook, we got plenty of shooting guys. Let's just say Wayne Ellington, LeBron obviously, AD, and probably Dwight Howard as it stands. I would have put in Marc Gasol if he was there, obviously for the floor spacing, but it looks like he's at the door. And then DeAndre Jordan will slide in to be our backup centre. And then once the playoffs come, I think he'll really be the third choice centre. You'll have AD playing heavy minutes at the 5, Dwight coming in when to fill in when AD needs a break, and DeAndre Jordan I think will have a very similar role to JaVale McGee in the 2019-20 championship run. McGee, he actually was the starting centre during the regular season, but once the playoffs game he dropped out of rotation completely. Like Dwight, he had a massive role in the Western Conference Finals, and then I think he started 5 games of the NBA Finals against the Heat. JaVale didn't play in the Western Conference Finals nor the Finals. So I think DeAndre Jordan had a similar role to that. And when he comes in, he'll bring you, a lob presence, a threat around the rim. And the Lakers lacked that last year. They didn't throw a lot of lobs last year at all. Only really Trez was throwing them down. Obviously LeBron can do it. AD has come out, personally AD hasn't said it, but the rumours are AD wasn't happy with Dennis Schroeder giving him the ball. So, I expect there to be a lot more lobs thrown down in LA this year with the likes of DeAndre Jordan, Dwight Howard obviously, and then you got AD and LeBron, Russ throwing up the lobs. I think it's going to be a very exciting team to watch, especially on the fast break. But all in all, we having DeAndre Jordan as your 13th or 14th man in rotation, it's nothing to be worried about. I don't see it as a bad move at all. Obviously, if it's up to me, I'm keeping Marc Gasol for the floor spacing. But as I said, if DeAndre Jordan is your 13th or 14th man on your rotation, you're not doing too badly at all. And the chances are he won't be playing in the playoffs when it matters most either. He'll be that guy for the regular season, bringing energy, bringing experience for the locker room. And it worked in 2020. Lakers had Dwight and JaVale, both very similar skill sets, and they ended up winning the whole thing. So hopefully it'll work again this year. But guys, get in the comments below, tell me what you think. Not many Laker fans are happy with this, I don't think. But cause obviously the floor space of Gasol would be nice, but come on, we all know Marc Gasol was not very good last year. So do you think this is a decent move by the Lakers? Obviously they could have done better. But what role do you think DeAndre Jordan will have next year? Do you expect him to get regular minutes in the regular season, or do you expect him to be that bench guy, 13th, 14th man, seeing very limited minutes unless there's injuries or or guys need a night off? So tell me that in the comments below. But all I said, that's the video, and yeah, I'm out of here.